more information moving forward, I think that we can hopefully better predict some of these games. So let's get right into it. First game of the week, we're going to have Enemy versus Randozos. I think this might be one of the more straightforward predictions of the week, and I say that now, then everything's going to go all topsy-turvy, but we're going to see how it goes. Enemy should take this one 2-0. They played extremely strong against what people thought may be the number one team in Luminosity, previously Looney Tunes, previously Cloud9. But they did not, in fact, come out even with a single win on the side of Luminosity. So Enemy taking that 2-0 over Randozos, who previously had lost 2-0 against Denial last week. Next game on Thursday, we have Allegiance versus Denial. Allegiance falling 2-0 to Eager last week, and Denial Esports beating Randozos 2-0. People have kind of expected for Eager and Allegiance to be around middle of the map, as well as Denial around middle of the map, with Randozos being at the bottom. So this will be a pretty important game to kind of see where this early split is going to land teams. There will be, basically two splits where you play every team once. Well, I mean, in 2 games, and then there's a week break, and then you play every team again. So this will really kind of determine how this first week is going to go. And for now, I'm giving this to split. I think both these teams have a good shot. Bad showing for ALG week 1. Great showing for Denial, coming out strong against Randozos, a team that they needed to beat 2-0. So that should be a good indication of where everybody's going to kind of fall in this first half of the spring split. We have Envy versus Sora Gaming as well on Thursday. This will round up our Thursday North American games. Friday, of course, will be the European games. Envy versus Sora Gaming. It says Envy's 1-0. They're not. They're 2-0. They won both of their games against Eager. Eager played twice last week in North America. Thank you, Rex, of course, my friend, for resubscribing. I appreciate it. We have not seen Sora Gaming play yet. We have not seen them play. People have expected them to be very top 4. They had some weird showings in the, I believe it was the Challenger stage, where after initial relegations, you had to beat the top tier Challenger team or second team. They had to go against the second place Challenger team, and I believe they lost maybe 2 games to them. So it's kind of strange that they saw a little bit of difficulty there, but then they did fine afterwards. I still believe Envy is probably going to end up being a top 2 team, so I'm going to give this 2-0 the way of Envy. But if Sora Gaming beats Envy 2-0, then NA blows wide open again and anybody's game again. If not, then this will pretty much confirm that Envy's top 2, pretty much. Moving onward to our European scene. These are our Friday games. Hungry for More and Cringe Crew. We have not seen Cringe Crew play yet. Similarly to how we had not seen Sora play. We saw Hungry for More play, going 0-2. Not particularly impressed with Hungry for More's games. This will be an interesting one. I'm going to give this to Cringe Crew 2-0. But this is a game that I'm going to admit I'm not very confident on. If you have a lot of information on the European scene, this is something that you may have a better answer on. But I am going to give this 2-0 the way of Cringe Crew. Moving on. We have Torpedo Gaming and Leftovers. Leftovers getting to play twice last week. Torpedo Gaming once. I'm not sure we got to really see an appropriate showing of Torpedo Gaming. They had to play what was previously Epsilon, now known as Panthera. In their first games, of course, those being the world champions, who we expect to be first place once again in Europe. I don't want to count them out yet. Leftovers doing okay, but not having quite as hard as games to play. I'm going to give this the way of Split. What should arguably be the biggest game of the week, outside of anything super crazy later. I mean, this is what should be the number 1 and number 2 team in Europe. Panthera looking to be #1 seed right off the bat. They already have, they have previously won Worlds. They'd stomped through their first couple of games. Paradigm hasn't played yet. They're playing, like I said, today, but by the time this video is up, it was yesterday. So what are you going to do? I'm giving this away of Panthera, though, 2-0. I think if anybody can beat them, it's Paradigm. Paradigm did beat them at the regional land for Super Regionals, giving them the first seed. And then Epsilon had second seed going into Worlds. But I've told myself never vote against Epsilon until they prove that wrong. And you know what? Last season I did pretty good voting for Epsilon every game, so I'm going to continue doing that. Fnatic versus Cringe Crew. Fnatic not coming out quite as strong as people thought. Dropping a game to Dignitas. The team with new players, so some touches back on Dignitas, as well as some of their old Dignitas members. I don't believe that this will be. We haven't seen Cringe Crew play, so it's hard to really be putting them in an area. But we did see Fnatic stumble when where we thought they'd be a little bit stronger. So I'm going to give this the way of split. Like I said, Fnatic stumbled a little bit. How much will they stumble? Was it just because it was the first game and they were just kind of warming up and they were nervous? Whatever it may be, having that split. Enemy Denial. Enemy seems to be playing twice this week. Depending on how the games go earlier in the week, this could change moods. Enemy loses 2-0, Denial wins 2-0, or flip-flop. One team has a lot of momentum going into this. Could change games like that when you're playing twice per week. But just based off of this information, Enemy versus Denial, I would give it to Enemy 2-0. I think Enemy is going to be a very strong team. Somehow, Pain of Yonde has completely uprooted the team and put back a team that's already cohesive and doing incredible things. Like, how does that even happen? How does that even happen? Finally, finishing up on Monday, we have Luminosity versus Envy. Luminosity needs to win a game here to get some momentum going. Previously, in past seasons, I think it was the World season, they had issues early in the season with DDoS, which caused them to drop some games, but they came back. And did very well. Ended up getting, third, fourth at Worlds. I don't think there was a third place match. It was the third, fourth, which they did great. They got the 2-3 against Epsilon, who ended up winning the thing. So what are you going to do? But at the start of the season, going up, losing the Enemy 2-0, and now going against Envy, this incredibly strong team who have this completely filled out roster. It's going to be hard not to give this 2-0 to Envy. But LG needs to pick up a game there. Those are my picks for the weeks, guys. We got Enemy winning split between Allegiance and Denial. Envy. We have Cringe Crew, Torpedo Gaming, and Split. We got Panthera winning their games, Fnatic splitting theirs, Enemy winning another, and Envy winning another game, guys. Those are the final picks of the week. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you agree or disagree and why. And let me know if you're even going to bother taking my picks, because last week I only got 50-50, and what do I know?